Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to my Fatal Furies beginner guide. Whether you're new to the game or you're just looking to have a better understanding of what you're playing, I got you covered. We're going to dive into the core mechanics, the universal moves, and key strategies to hold your own. So, starting off, the SPG, or the Selective Potential Gear. This unlocks powerful moves like a Rev Blow, and they hit really hard, but they build up your overheat gauge, so you want to use them wisely. The SPG is something that you can either have at the beginning of the match, or you can have it in the middle or the end, depending on where you select in your life bar. So before a match starts, you can select our axle ratio, which will have it to where it's at right now at the beginning, the flux ratio, which is in the middle, and the final ratio, which is at the end. So pretty much you have a, I guess, customizable neutral skip comeback mechanic type move, or move that allows you to maintain a life lead. Regardless, this move is really powerful, but it does come with counterplay that is very practical to do, especially at high level. People are going to be looking out for these moves. I mean, in general, I mean, like, you don't even have to be high levels. As long as you have a good understanding of the game, you'll be all right versus this. So the Rev Blow, you can use it to like scout slower moves, or if someone's doing projectiles or spamming like a certain attack pattern, you can throw it out. So some Rev Blows are safe, some of them are unsafe, some of them are really fast, some of them are slow. It all depends on the character, so you're gonna have to study and go through and see what characters are doing what. Also, you could do it in the air too, so if someone tries to anti-air you, you can hit them. Generally, the idea is you're going to use this to like challenge their frame by frame play and their neutral play. So say if you're fighting somebody and they're like, all right, I'm gonna come in and just do stuff, you're like, psych, no you're not. You get caught, and then if you do it at the right time, you can counter hit them and get a full combo. So you gotta be really careful at dealing with this. Now, so I'll show you what it looks like to counter an SPG. I mean, the Rev Blow, you can grab people out of the Rev Blow as long as their active attack frames of the Rev Blow are on the screen to hit you. You can also do a high evade dodge, and this leads to combo. So that's really good to do as well. And you also can do a super move to punish it, and you also can just move out the way, like neutral jump or something. But if you do it in the air, you gotta be careful. You can't just normally anti-air the same way, but you can still do the other counterplay. I mean, obviously you're not gonna be able to get a grab because at least Terry doesn't have an air grab to employ versus the strategy. But the SPG, if your opponent's in SPG, you can do a combo that will knock them out of it, so you don't have to be like, all right, well, dang, man, they got SPG, how can I not have to deal with this? You're like, I'll show you, hold on, let me get him out of block stun or block state. All right, here we go. So just pay attention to where the life bar is. You see this flashing Ari and SPG. Well, you do a combo as long enough, they won't have it anymore. So that's the other counterplay too, just not letting them get it, period. Like, so if they start at the beginning of the round with SPG, then I mean, you just gotta pick your spots until they don't have it anymore. But if they have it in like the middle of it or the end of it, you gotta keep in mind, maybe you could do a combo that will knock them out of it before they even are able to have it. So try to get your openings and use that to your advantage. Next up, I want to talk about overheat state. So overheat state is something also directly tied to Rev Blow and everything else. So you can go into overheat by just blocking too much, or using all your Rev Arts, which is your EX moves, just doing them as you see, like it builds up the Rev Guard. And once your Rev Guard is built up, you're overheated. And when you're overheat, there's a lot of things you can't do anymore. You can't do Rev Arts anymore. You can't use your SPG Rev Blow anymore. You can't do Rev Guard. You can't do Rev Excel. You can't guard cancel, you can't just defend either, and you can't hyper defend. So you lose a lot of your utility once you go into overheat state. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. And if you are in that state, you want to try to wait it out and just hold your own so you don't get guard broken until your gauge goes back to normal, and then you can go back to using your rev arts. So this is how it will look if you're in that state. So he's in overheat state right now. I can do this block string that will totally guard crush him. So check this out. Dang, he's not even blocking. My bad. Hold up. All right, here we go. Wrong. I did the wrong one. Guard crush. And then there's the combo. Yeah, I would do this in tournament too, as far as like so see how much damage you lose or you get guard crush and it's a clean hit. Yeah, you do not want to be in that state at all. But you know, if as long as you keep playing and fighting, your overheat state will deplete and you'll go back to normal to where you can do everything again. But overheat is a big part of the match. Unlike, say, in Street Fighter, someone can do the equivalent to the Rev Blow, which is driving pack, and guard or knock you to the wall, and basically you have to just take a long combo. But it's not like this in this game. But it can still guard crush you. But what I'm just trying to show is that the Rev Blow doesn't act like a driving pack and bounce you off the wall. So you can still, like, you know, fight. But yeah, again, the overheat does wear off, so you can wait to return to normal. You don't want to get stuck there, so you know, just avoid spamming rev and your rev moves in general, and manage your gauge properly. All right, let's talk about the feints. Feints really help for just expanding on the mind games and conditioning your opponent. They're pretty versatile, so you can use them in block string. So this is, first off, this is what a feint looks like. It's the startup animation of one of your special moves for your character. So for Terry, this is the power wave, and this is the burn knuckle. So just doing these, you can evoke some kind of fear, like, oh crap, he's about to do the burn knuckle and hit me. There, you see it's not there, and you're like, oh crap, you didn't do it. So it's just a lot of mind game there. But you could also do it in block string pressure. So say if I do this string, right? Say I'm like only -5, or I do this, I'm -6. Well, if I feint it, I'm plus. This is just off of specific normals, though. It's not all of them. And you can extend combos with it. So let me make him not block. Thing. There we go. So combo extension, combo extension. So that helps for just like damage and just pressure too. So if you're fighting somebody and they're trying to get a guard cancel or something on you, or just defend on you, you can throw off their timing for that because of the feints. And as I said, you can use debate and neutral, just mimic special moves to trick them. And they might jump too early, they might throw something on the screen, and you can punish them for it. And you can use the feint to cancel your special move. So here you got the power dunk, right? You can use that, and it's called a break. So instead of getting the full animation, but you still get the property of the anti-air. So for example, if you jump at somebody, well, if somebody jumps at you, you power dunk. You can do the feint power dunk and get more damage off of it. So that's really good. Also, you can use it for other special moves like, okay, burn knuckle, right? You see how this is? This is the heavy version. Now if you use a feint with it, so I mean, this is a little tip for Terry. So like with Terry, you can use this to car grab people. See, normally I block this, they got to. So it's pretty tricky. Other characters have similar things like that. Just lab your character to see what they got. But it really adds to the whole game, all these different options. All right, now let me talk about the Rev Guard. So Rev Guard is like the Mortal Kombat block button. It auto blocks cross ups. So if someone's doing a sneaky jump in or sneaky setup, you won't have to worry about, you know, getting mixed up. But it does not cover blocking high and low at the same time for you. So you got to stay sharp when they're doing mix ups and just, you know, fuzzy guard and pick the option and try to guess right. Rev Guard also works like a push block. So when people are like all in your face, shoving attacks down your throat, whatever, you can Rev Guard and it pushes back a lot more. So instead of having to take the pressure and it leaves you so close, you see this? Rev Guard's like, yeah, psych. But as you see, when you block with the Rev Guard, it requires more rev gauge. See, this is just 19%. But if I hold Rev Guard the whole time, I'm at 31%. So you gotta be careful. You can't just spam it. Now let's talk about the more advanced guard techniques. You have just defend, you have the guard cancel, which I've been mentioning a lot, and the hyper defend. So just defend is when you block at the right time. Oh, let me get this. And you see it says just defend it. You don't take any chip damage when you just defend something. It's basically a perfect guard. Also doesn't take rev gauge or anything. But you can't do this when you're in burnout state, as I mentioned earlier. So now I'll show you what the guard cancel is like. After that, that's the guard cancel. You can guard cancel in the special moves and super moves. This helps you with just dealing with really oppressive offense. But as you know, keep in mind, guard cancel requires rev gauge, so you don't want to abuse that either. And then to counter people doing guard cancels on you and just defends, that's where the feint comes in. So like you got to do varying timing block strings, so it's not easy for them to just defend you or guard cancel. Because if they like whiff a just defend, they're open up to getting grabbed. It's not guaranteed. It can still you know, it can still throw tech, but it's just in that moment they might not be ready to do it. And also like you can kind of option select, which is cover two options at once. You can tech throw and guard just defend at the same time, but you can still get opened up to shimmy because they still have to do a grab for it to come out. It's just that it's at the last possible frame. So like say you knock down and you do it like a media attack. Oh, I did it wrong. My bad. Here we go. So if I do that, right, and also input like a grab, the grab will come out. But if you were to do something like this, see? So you got to be careful with pretty much all your options. You can't overcommit to one option because there's another option that's going to cover that. Not on some other, it's random. It's just that you have so many layers to cover and use to condition and read your opponent to try to get the win. Also, I want to talk about the hyper defend. The hyper defend is the just defend that you get while you're already blocking. So if you play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and you're familiar with the red parry, it's the same thing. So this is how it would look. Oops. So that's like a 2-hit string. So this is how it looks. See, that's a hyper defense. You can also guard cancel the hyper defense too. And you see it healed my Rev Guard too. So you see how it started up, I had 2%, but I negated the 5% that came in to make it 7. So hyper defense is very key to winning games too. See, and I was able to do the 0 frame punish, so that means it worked. And I also was able to cancel into the super. It's not free because you have to do it the right time when you block the move. But once you get it down, it's yeah, very, very key for matches. All right, now let's talk about the movement. The movement in this game, they got backdashes, really good for just, you know, creating space or getting away. They have a dash and a run depending on the character. Terry has a run, but you also can kind of like crouch dash the run to cancel it by doing like the wave dash command and teching forward down forward. You see, you don't go like a full run. See, hold on, this is a full run. So like no stagger in between this. Oops. It's not as good with him, I don't think. There he is. There we go. There's that. Also short hop. Short hop, regular jump. Difference is it's harder to anti-air short hop than it is a regular jump, because regular jump doesn't give you more time. Short hop doesn't. So you got to start doing moves like the high evade, the like jab normals or something, or if you already have your special reversal that anti-airs buffer, then you could do that too. This is kind of like a crouch dash. You also hold Rev Guard to be auto guarding at the same time when you're blocking, but again, as I said earlier, your Rev Guard takes rev meter, so you don't want to abuse this. Now I want to talk about the universal moves that are in the game. The throws can't be teched, so the opponent has to take your pressure after a throw happens. But throws have a big tech window, so don't be afraid of that and think, oh man, that's all I got to do. Nope, you can wait till like a really last possible second and tech the grab, like almost after it's already hit you. And now the high dodge attack, these moves are universal anti-airs and universal for blowing up the red blow. So if you're fighting somebody who's abusing this, you can do that. You see the slow-mo that happens, and cancel combo. If they jump, same thing. You also have your low dodge attack, which is like a universal overhead. So people are crouching, they'll get caught. And they're pretty good versus throws. Like say in the situation you knock them down and they try to do a throw tech thinking you're going to go for another throw. A slow-mo will happen actually. I'm trying to set this up. Can I have him like reversal? Here it is. See, and if it's on the right frame, a slow-mo will happen. So you use this for when you see them crouching and doing like low normals, or they try and do grab on you, like situations where you create like a shimmy or whatever, you're going for pressure. It's pretty good, and it's safe on block, so it's not really bad to throw out. However, it is slower, 26 frames. It's like going for a jump in. Like if we weren't able to get the real numbers for this, it would be probably the same. I just think the short hop's faster. Also, the brakes. So braking is when you pretty much break the animation of the special move, and this can serve a lot of purposes. Like with burn knuckle, you can cancel the animation and kind of create like, you know, well, it's pressure. Obviously, you're getting in doing that. It's probably faster than running across the screen too. But what's cool with Terry I can use this as like a car throw setup. For people that don't know, a car throw is basically when you use another function to extend your throw range. So if people are afraid of the burn knuckle hitting them, then they're going to freeze up and hesitate in that moment, which gives you time to throw them. Other characters, I'm sure, have that as well. You just got to lab and figure out which ones have it, but I know Terry's got it. And also, the way you break, you use feint. So the same way you feint to animation, I mean, command wise, the same. You just press you do the special move and you press feint after you do the special move. Same thing, like the power dunk, break for a feint, or press the feint to get the break. It helps for, like, say, so instead of, you just get 102 points for anti-air, you can get much more from that in a corner carry, like 287 points at least right here. This makes your anti-airing just more powerful. And then even on the ground, you're fighting and you're going for launch right here for more damage. You can't get that normally if you don't break. So, gotta do that. And feint is very good for pressure. And as stated, for dealing with people who are going to try to guard cancel and just defend, you can use that to throw off their timing, because they might want to try to hyper defense your target combo, and you just give them the feint into grab, or you feint back up, something, just changing up the timing and throwing them off so you have a better time and conditioning them. And also, every character can do wake up rolls and delay wake up, and really make it difficult for the opponents, just like pin you down. So here we go. Let me show you different tech rolls. There we go. Roll forward, roll back. As you see, like, they're shorter distances. So I'm using light punch, hold back that time. Light punch, hold forward that time. Back punch, heavy punch, hold back that time. And heavy punch, hold forward. So, like, the difference is, like, the distance, clearly. You either stay close or go far away, but you gotta be careful, because if you roll backwards too much, you can roll into the corner. Same with rolling forward. And if you use the roll that keeps you so close, they could, every situation can be, every option can be covered. It's just, you have to condition the opponent to make them think, oh, which option you're going to do, so they guess wrong. But the game gives you those options to deal with that. But yeah, just want to go over it again, and just in case it didn't stick. To shut down opponents, guard canceling all your pressure and to keep them on their toes, you want to use your feints to throw off their just defending timing. And once they start seeing that, they have to readjust to what you're doing, so it creates that mind game and those layers that both of you are trying to reach until your HP depletes. So yeah, and that's it, guys, for the beginner guide. From selective potential gear, SPG, to feints, Rev Guard, universal moves. You got the tools to start, beating people. And if you want to climb up even higher, you want to hit the lab, practice these mechanics, and to keep shaping up your game. You get your combos and B&Bs down. So if this helped, smash the like button, subscribe, drop a comment. If you want a character guide or like some combo tips or something, let me know. And yeah, hope to see you guys on stream. If you want to get some games in, I run open lobbies all the time. People can come and level up. So hopefully see you guys in that. Peace out.